experience with motherhood has been amazing since she's here. Leading up to it, being pregnant was really hard for me because I had morning sickness like the entire time. But now that she's here, my experience has been great. She's so precious and so sweet, and I just want to hold her like this all day long. Her name is Journey, and the story behind her name is I wanted a J name, so Jacob is my husband, and I wanted our kids to all be J's. So I was like, okay, there's Jasmine, there's Jackie, there's all these beautiful names, but they just weren't really hitting like the wow, that's the name. So my mom was like, wow, this has been such a journey for you. What about Journey? And I was like, oh my God, her name's Journey. It's gonna be Journey. Yeah, so, it was the whole I run LA and I'm gonna be in LA, and the limelight, it was fun, but I think I'm enjoying motherhood and being a wife even more. This has, been the biggest blessing that I could have ever asked for. I met Jacob in Michigan, so it was when I had an appearance at one of the nightclubs, and he was actually one of the security guards working during his off season from football. So we didn't exchange numbers, we didn't even speak really, but I was kind of eyeing him like the whole night. So I met him at a club and he was working, and a couple weeks later I called up to the club and I said, who was that guy that was working security that night? Oh yeah, and I tracked him down. That's how I found Jacob. Oh, Jacob was more hands-on than me. I didn't know. I was like, if any guy could be pregnant, Jacob would have been pregnant. He carried Journey just as much as I did the whole 9 months. He didn't miss a doctor's appointment. He didn't miss a class we took. And he's been really hands-on. But now that she's here, he's just like, she's so small. I feel like I'm going to hurt her when I'm holding her. She's so little. But he's been really amazing and really hands-on and good with her. I kidnapped Jacob. That's like the joke. Everyone's like, how did you get that Michigan Midwest boy to come to California? And he's so not Hollywood and in the limelight. He's so in the background of everything. But he does a really good job with being involved as much as he feels that he wants to be. But I kidnapped him. I literally, and actually the funny story is me and Tanisha from Bad Girls Club kidnapped him. She met him. He was my date to her wedding. And she said, you have to marry this guy. Tanisha was like, and if I have to pull out some pots and pans and beat him all the way to California, I'll do it for you. So it's really funny because Tanisha and I will talk all the time, and she's like, I knew he was the one. I told you he was the one for you. So it's kind of like a bad girl sisterhood with me and her and Jacob, because he was trying to run for the hills. But that was our first date, was at Tanisha's wedding, and it was, Tanisha's Tanisha. Everybody knows Tanisha. So Tanisha was like, you guys are going to get married someday. And he's sitting at the wedding thinking, oh, I'm running for the hills as quick as I can with all you bad girls. So, yeah, and so when Tanisha saw a little picture of baby Journey, she just wrote under there a long thing like, I knew you guys were going to be together in the end. So, yeah, I kidnapped him, really, is what happened. I know, right? Well, yeah, I went to USC. I'm a former USC Trojan, and I played soccer at USC. But I always had that bad girl tendency. So it wasn't like too far-fetched when my family and friends saw me on Bad Girls Club. They're like, she was smart, and she went to USC, and she graduated, and she was really a track star and a soccer star, but I always kind of pushed the limits when I could. If I knew I could get away with something and push the limit, I would do it. So I hope she doesn't have any of those bad girl ways.
So when you look back now, how have you changed from that image, that we know in the media?
Yeah, I have completely changed. So when I look back and I see the bad girl things, sometimes I cringe. And then I think to myself, well, it was all a learning experience. And I was in my early 20s. I was like 23 when I went on Bad Girls Club. I'm 32 now, so it's been time. But I've just completely changed. I mean, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and it was fun. Bad girl days were fun, but it's been over with for a while. But I would say the biggest thing that's changed for me is being married. I think Jacob really calmed me down. There was times when I would say, oh, I'm gonna do this, or let's go do that, and he's like, we're not doing that. Why would you even say that? You know, you're not putting that thong on. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not taking this picture for you to post on Instagram, you know? He really kind of stepped up and I would say tamed a bad girl. And I didn't think it could ever be done.
Yay! Sure I will. Jacob's great. Love him. Couldn't have asked for a more wonderful son-in-law and a great daddy. He's been with Natalie every step of the way through her 9 months of just being as sick as can be, and he was there to hold her hair back and do whatever he needed to do, and now he's doing that with his new little baby girl also. We've got a little team going on, Natalie, Jacob, and I. We're trying to make her the happiest little thing on the earth.
You hear your grandma talking?
Hi, Mommy. It was an experience. It was an experience when she was on Bad Girls Club. I used to have little Wednesday night get-togethers and invite girls over to the house to watch the show, and half the time I'd be in the kitchen going, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? But you know what, Natalie's always been Natalie, and she's always told me the truth and told me, you know, what she's done, and no surprises or anything like that. So.
I'm like, oh yeah, Mom, on this episode of Bad Girls Club, you might not want to watch. Why? Oh, because I was hooking up with someone in the hot tub. It's nothing big. Only 23, you know, doing crazy. My mom was like, what? We have so many people coming over tonight to watch this episode.
You know what, though? I've always told her, you're only going to be young once. Do what you want to do. As long as you're not married and you don't have any babies and you're not hurting anybody, go out there and spread your wings and fly. And that's what she's done.
And that's exactly what she's done.
That's what she's done. She's tried.
But now it's completely different.
Oh.
And when people bring up Bad Girls Club, I literally ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, fans will, and I love my fans. They have literally been with me every step of the way for the last 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any reality star that can make it a decade and still carry their fan base as strong as mine. They are ride or die.
Yeah.
And I love them, but it's like they've grown with me because like it's been 9 years, so they were young watching me on Bad Girls Club, but now they're like, some of them have kids of their own, so they're like growing with me. And that's been really fun too, because some of them are like, oh, I have a baby now too, or I'm pregnant while you're pregnant, and it's been really fun, like in that sense. But when they bring up Bad Girls Club, I like, oh my God, we're not still talking about Bad Girls Club, are we?